With me today is Philip Corwin, co-chair of the working group reviewing the application of rights protection mechanisms to international non-governmental organisations and intergovernmental organisations. Phil, thanks for being with us today.
Nice to be here, David.
Could you take us through the background to this initiative?
Well, this working group is operating under a GNSO charter that was adopted in June 2014. We started our work September of that year, and we're charged with looking at whether international intergovernmental organizations have ready access to so-called curative rights processes, which would be the UDRP and the RS within ICANN, so that if they believe that a domain registrant has registered a domain name which is similar or identical to their names or acronyms, they can take effective and is misleading the public in some way, perpetrating a fraud or whatever, that they have ready access to a quick and low-cost mechanism to deal with that problem.
So how's the group gone about its work?
Well, we've gone about it very systematically, very deliberatively. Early on, we decided that no special treatment was required for the non-governmental organizations. They're private organizations. They have the same access to those processes as any other private party through trademark registrations. And we looked at what the problems are that IGOs were having, and we had to pause at one point and secure some funding and finding an expert on international law, because the consensus view of the scope of immunities of IGOs was a key issue to determine our output, and we had no expertise among members of the working group in that, so we secured an expert independent report to guide us on that part of our work.
So at this week's meeting in Hyderabad, a public session was held for the working group, and I understand that at that there was a presentation of some of the preliminary findings of the group. Could you take us through that?
Yes, we're now at the last phase of our work. We are drafting our preliminary report and recommendations. We unveiled what we believe is a near final draft of those recommendations at the briefing the other day, and the way this is going to proceed, we're going to finish drafting the rest of the report, put it out for public comment before the end of the year. There'll be a 40-day public comment period. When that closes, the working group will get back together. We will review each and every one of the comments, take them all under advisement, make any adjustments to the report that we feel are necessary based upon that feedback, and then issue a final report and send it to the GNSO Council, which should be spring of 2017 when we reach that final endpoint of our work, and then we hand it off, and then it's up to the GNSO Council to accept or reject our recommendations, and if they accept them, they will send them on to the ICANN board for review and hopefully for implementation.
Well, it sounds like it's been a very important piece of work, so thanks for previewing it for us today.
Well, thank you very much for asking me to be here.